Good day, viewers at home. This is Edwin Stitches. You are welcome to my channel. Today I'm so happy to be with you today. Um, so much appreciate your support so far. Um, we are growing gradually. Um, and a very big kudos to our subscribers over there, and then likewise our viewers. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, we do appreciate your efforts. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn into notification bell so that you will always be get notified each time we drop a new video. Today we'll be showing us how to make these lovely wet pockets. So pleated wet pockets. So the materials we'll be making use are the normal materials. We have we've made the cloth to some extent. It's just for us to now work on the pockets. So now let's cut to the chase now. So our pocket will be at the left side, and then it will be 1 inch, like 1 inch above the chest line. This is the chest line. So 1 inch above the chest line is okay, or 1.5. So definitely my pocket will be around here. It will be around here. So now, before we make the pocket, we make sure that we do the facing of the inner part where the pocket is going to be. So let's quickly do that. Let's quickly do that. Let's do the facing so that it will make the work very stable while working on it. It will be very stable while working on it. So I'll be using my hair stay to do the facing. So the pocket will be there at the left side. So let's quickly do the facing. So we have it like this, and it is stable now. We have it stable. So you can just iron it. So now the next thing is just to bring out the shape of our pockets. Bring out the shape of our pockets. So now I want to use this art stay to bring out the shape. I want to use this art stay to bring out the shape. Then I will have my straight line. This is the mouth of the pocket. Then it depends on the wideness of your pocket, how you want it to be. So but I want the pocket to be 4.5 at the end of the day. 4.5. So at the end of the day, but then what I'll be having here, I'll be measuring 4. I'll be measuring 4 because at the end of the day, when I fold it in, it will go back to 4.5. So I'll be measuring 4 here. That is on fold now. It is on fold. Why on fold? It is going to be 2. So I'll measure 2. Then here I'll come down by 1/4. 1/4 depends on the shape you want to assume anyway. Depend on the shape you want to assume. So 1/4. Then I will give it a lovely curve. So it depends on the geo. So I'll give it a lovely curve. So I want to have this curve. So if you like, you can assume this shape. So let me assume this shape. Then you trim it out. And then this is what we have. This is what we have. So this is what we are going to use to trace out our pockets on the material now. So let's now go to the material. So now you place it on it. So you can use a pen, you can use a chalk. So depending on how you want it, because at the end of the day we are still going to fold it inward. So my pocket will be here, just like 1.5 away from here, 1.5 away from here, and it will be one, but 1.5 will be okay because we are still going to fold it in so that we'll be left with one at the end of the day from here. So 1.5 away from the placket here. So 1/4 rather, sorry, 1/4. I wanted to say 1/4. So now I will have here, then I will just make sure it is balanced very well. Then you trace it out. So this is what we have. We have our pocket already. Then the next thing is now just to cut this. You have to cut this. So how do we cut it? Then just bring it and notch it at the center or any part so that you'll be able to. So at this point, I will go in to this edge. You can see I go into this edge a bit. So let me just increase it so that you will know the allowance I'm giving now. So I will give you this allowance, quarter as allowance. So I'll be launching out to the quarter now. You can draw it if you know that you'll not be able to get it right like that. You can draw it, but I can work on it without joining it, without drawing it. So I will have that. So the same thing, I will do the same thing here too. To this corner. So I will do the same here too. To this corner, and then likewise here. So let me turn it so that I won't make a mistake. So that is what we have. If you like, can come this way too, so that it will be very convenient for you while folding it. So yes, this is what we have now. So the next thing is now to turn this inward. So to this point, so you can turn it to the other side here, and then do the folding there. So make sure you reach that sharp point. So another way to do it is just that you can just sew this shape. We sew the shape on it. We show the shape on it. Then we will now use this material to turn it to the other side. So those are the two ways you can use. So make sure you take your time to do that So let me quickly do something here. Let me notch so that I will have it very easy. So now we can now see it clearly what you want to do. So we have here, so you can just bring in the shape through this place now. We have. So the next thing, you can use any gum to hold the edge so that it will be very firm and neat. Use any gum to hold the edge so that it will be very firm and neat. Cut your gum, let it be very tiny. And see how neat it is. So the edge is now stable. So the next thing is now to pleat the pockets we are going to put inside. So I have my materials already. This is the material for the pocket I'll be using. So make sure it is as long as possible. So here, the length I have here, I have 13. Don't forget that when you pleat it, it is going to reduce. So make sure it is as long as possible so that we not have shortage. So you are still going to do the lining of that one too. Do the lining. I'm still using my hair stick to do that. So the next thing is now to pleat. So the next thing is now to pleat it. So your pleating now, it depends on how wide you want the pockets to be. How wide you want pockets to be. So I will start my pleating from here. So I have this for my starting point. Make sure you use a clapper to hold it so that it will be stable. So I have this. Then my pleating depends on how I want it. It could be half, it could be one. So it depends on you. The wideness now, that is what I mean. So this, it could be one, it could be one quarter, it could be um half. So half quarter, one. So it depends on how you want it. If you like, you can measure. If you like, you can just continue that way. So I have this. I think I'm okay with what I have here. But half is okay. Half is okay. So let it balance. Take your time to do it. Then you will continue the pleating. So just make sure that they are the same throughout. So I'm going gradually, then I'll pleat another one. So and the process will continue like that. I will pleat it till I have the size of my pocket. The size of my pocket. You look at my pocket here. I have what I have here. I have three, roughly three. That is what I have when I measure it. So I'll make sure I pleat till I have something that will be able to accommodate that. I think what I have here should be enough for me. Because if I should measure now, I have three. I have three already, and then that is okay. I have three already. That is okay. So now, the next thing is just to turn it, or let me wet it. Let me just apply water on it so that it will obey. So now it is stable. Don't forget, I've turned it upside down. I've turned it upside down. So now place our pockets, our shape. We are going to put it on. We are going to put it on it now. So while doing that, you make sure that this opening side, this place, this place is at the edge here, almost tallies with the mouth there. So that is where the opening is going to be. That is where the opening is going to be. So now I will use hemming gum to hold it down. I will use hemming gum to hold it down. This is where the opening is going to be. I will use hemming gum to hold it down. So this is what we have. So the next thing you are going to do now is just to go and top stitch this edge. We sew this edge round like that. So that's the next thing we are going to do. So let's go to the sewing machine and do that. But before that, we can quickly do what is needed here. Look at it. There is no space here. There is no space here. So you are going to go to the other side and cut out the pocket now. Let's have the pocket now. Pocket is not here. You can see everything is just pleated. So there is no place where you can put your hands here. So you are just going to make sure that you cut out this. This is where you are going to cut. This place. This place. That is where you are going to. Don't make mistake. This is where you are going to cut. This one. Look at it. This one. You can see. That is where you are going to cut. Don't know if you can see it clearly. So that is where you are going to cut. Then you cut down. So when you cut it, then this is what we are going to have. You can see you can now put your hands inside it. You can put your hand inside it. Then you are not going to leave it like that. So you are going to fold it too. Fold it this way. Fold this one this way. So I think it will be very convenient like that to now sew it together. Or you can use hemming gum to hold it down. So here we go. This is what we have. So now let's go and sew it now and come back to the table. So we've sewn it. This is what we have at the end of the day. So make sure you make it very neat while sewing. Make sure it is very close to the edge. So this is what we have. So we have this. We have this. So this is the back. This is the back. This is the back. So the next thing we are going to do is just to fix in the closing now, just to cover it up. So that's the next thing we are going to do. We are just to cover it up. So just the way we cover our wet pockets. So that's just the way we cover our wet pockets. So we just place that one on it. So let me cut out the materials I'm going to use in doing that. So here is the material I'll be using in covering it up. So what I will do is just this. I'll make sure I join this. I'll make sure I join this to the pockets. Then I will fold it so that at the end of the day we have this inner side we are putting our hands. So let's quickly go to the machine now and see how we quickly do that. Let's go to the machine and see how we complete it all. So now I've joined this together. I've joined this right side against the right side. I've joined them together. So so the next thing I'm going to put into consideration is this. I'll make sure I measure the depth of my pockets depending on how deep I want the pockets to be. So I want the depth of 6. I want the depth of 6. So I'll make sure I have 6 as the depth of my pocket here. So this is where the pocket is going to be. So what am I going to do? I will just make sure that I notch the area where the it's going to be. So normally I've notched the depth now. Normally the pocket should be like this. Should be like this. But I'm going to now turn it to the other side. just the way we do our wet pocket. I will turn it to the other side, just the same way. But I don't want to weave it, so I'll turn it to the other side. So you can see the way I've done it. Then I will sew. So you take your time to do that. So all this pleating, make sure they are the way it was before. So nothing changes about them. So just make sure that they are still pleated. pleated. So so we will do the same side. So we sew the same side as well. Just same way. Come to this side and do same thing. Just make sure you go gently. You can see. So just at the edge. This is what I have. So if you like, you can just trim it. It's not necessary anyway, but it is good if you can do that. Then the next thing is just to turn it. Turn it. Make sure you turn it. You can see this is what we have after turning. This is what we have. You can see the outside is very neat. So the next thing is now to top stitch. The next thing is now to top stitch. So it's so the next thing is now to top stitch. So I'll be folding this. I'll be folding this. Then I'll put it here. Don't know if you see it clearly. So I'm folding this. Then I'll fold it on this to close it up. Just go gently. So you are still going to fold just the way you fold the starting point, you fold the other side. So take your time to arrange it very well. Then you sew this side. So and we are done. We are done. Just make sure you knit everything. All this little thread. So make sure you knit everything. And then here, here is the result of what we have. Here is the result of what we have. You can see how neat it is, both outside and then both inside. And let's check the outside. So this is what we have. And then we have here. So you now go to your table. Make sure you give it a nice pressing. Make sure you give it a nice pressing. And then let's go to the table and then let us press it and see how beautiful. So this is what we have. We just have to give it a nice pressing so that we have the best result. So this is what we have at the end of the day. This is what we have at the end of the day. So you can put your whatever and put it inside. So you see, this is what we have at the end of the day. See how lovely the pocket is. See how lovely it is. So that is how to make this beautiful wet pocket with pleats. Beautiful wet pocket with pleats. Um, Thanks you so much for watching. If you find this video useful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and then don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section, and then don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to this channel. So, and then most importantly, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that each time we drop a lovely video like this, you'll be notified. Thanks for watching.